everybody? Litecoin Lawton back on this beautiful day. It's been a long time. It is January 16th today. It is late night. I hope you guys been okay. I've been kind of weathering this storm okay. My computer did blow up. California had this like crazy, river system that just dumped on us. And I did get my computer did blow up. It was very sad. But you guys, I got all my cryptos back. I got my NFTs back. Proof of keys, you can't kill the spirit. So anyways, I'm here, you guys. I'm super stoked to be here on my brand new computer. And I just want to get right into the charts, you guys, for you. Because it's been a long time. I think we should just talk about charts and what I'm seeing and what's been going on and where's Bitcoin going, where's the dollar going, and then ultimately we will get to Litecoin. I might touch on Ethereum tonight. We will see. We'll do Bitcoin real quick. We are sitting right now at $21,100, and we are fighting to get over this level right here. I really want to see Bitcoin continue here. We really need to break this level at exactly where we're sitting at right now. So we are getting a strong buy on the Lux algo. The VPVR, this is what I wanted to show you guys on this VPVR here. If you zoom in on this, we basically, this level that we're at right now, if we can break this level, this is the last major resistance until it just basically drops off here until like 26. The next resistance is around 28,000. So if we can break this resistance right now, then I think that Bitcoin has a real good chance of like coming up to this like 28,000 mark. And that would be looking very good for Bitcoin. We are also getting this hash ribbons indicator right now that is firing blue. And this is the first time we've seen this, you guys. And this has happened. It's happened a couple days ago. But if you want to go out on the weekly, I feel that sometimes looking at this chart is a lot less hectic. And I love zooming out, you guys. So if you guys get freaked out about Bitcoin, just zoom out. And you can still see kind of how lucky and how fortunate we are to be in this space. So blessings to everybody out there. I'm so happy to be here. Salute Litecoin Lawton, drinking some vino from the sweet California hills that are saturated now, and our grapes are looking good, folks. Grapes are looking good. Anyways, Bitcoin's looking real good on the weekly. We just had like literally this week, you guys. This blue hash ribbons indicator come on. I would really like to see more of some more volume coming in. So that's one thing. And also, so if we break through this level again, the VPVR shows that, we have a real good chance of slingshotting to 28. So that would be the trade, you guys, and then start taking profits, take a lot of profit at 28 and then, ultimately 32. Somewhere in that range. So that's what we're looking for as far as like kind of a medium term trade here. It could take a couple weeks to get there as well. So that's looking on at Bitcoin. We'll see. We'll keep going into Bitcoin a little bit. The market cipher is not picking up any real crazy. It's pretty neutral, at least on the daily. But if you actually zoom out to the weekly, we have this bullish divergence, pretty strong. So this one, we're looking at this right now. This is looking pretty good for Bitcoin as far as turning around here. Ultimately, what do I think is going to happen, you guys? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but just a little reality is that the Fed hasn't pivoted yet. The easy money, at least the retail money, has pretty much dried up. People's savings accounts are tapped. There are some big investors. Buffett has a lot of cash right now. Binance supposedly has a lot of cash right now. A lot of people are cash right now. And I think that's a pretty good position right now. But I think this recession is coming sooner than later, folks. And the M2 money supply is not really moving around a whole lot. And so like we haven't seen max pain yet. We haven't seen capitulation in the market. And yeah, maybe businesses, would buy Bitcoin. And it really only takes a couple entities to move this market. If Apple just was like, okay, we're going to use the recession and to buy Bitcoin at $10,000, we think that's a good idea, and then get them involved and get Google involved and get some of these big players in other countries involved. Ultimately, I think people are looking at the United States right now and trying to figure out what our stance is going to be on Bitcoin, and the transparency that needs to be happen, which it is, right? So like they just can't get the problem is they can't become the middleman. They can't control the system like we are right now. So there's no, it's out there. The genie's out of the bottle, folks. And it's about time the U.S. steps up here and takes control of this market, makes this a reserve currency, at least Bitcoin, Litecoin. Some of the more favorable, possibly ETH. We'll see. I think that ETH has a little bit of time that needs to give this new blockchain to really to feel more comfortable. I'd feel more comfortable as a reserve currency. I think ETH needs a little bit more time to mature, at least in its new state, right? So we'll see how decentralized it is. And we'll see how it can withstand the test of time. So that is the true thing. Bitcoin's still here, you guys. Litecoin's still here. We're having a dip, sure, but I mean the network hasn't failed one time, and so the stock to flow, I still like I like looking at this, even just to you guys tell when this halving happens, which is the blue to red, right? So the halving happens, blue becomes red, the block rewards get cut in half for the miners, and then we just slingshot up, you guys. So that's really the safe time to buy. And this green area right here is always traditionally a really good time too. So, I mean, you can argue you really want to be safe and conservative, you just buy at the halving. But this time down here, this green area is a huge accumulation zone. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Don't freak out right now. Anything Bitcoin less than $100,000 right now is a bargain. And I think 10 years from now. So just hold on to your seats, hold on to your horses, strap up and strap in. So, because it's going to be a little bit of a rough ride, but I think we're going to get out of this, you guys. And this is why, because we have solutions. We have solutions in place. We have this already taken care of. We don't need to be arguing about the best money. Okay, we just need to open up the networks, make sure that we are a leader, and accumulate this on the back end of the U.S. Reserve. As long with gold, I think there's a combination of like Bitcoin, Litecoin, maybe ETH and gold and silver that could be the best currency. But how do you prove that? Litecoin and blockchain is the best way to prove that you have what you say you have, not gold. I don't believe, even if China's buying all the gold right now, I don't really believe that. I can't believe them that they say the numbers are the right numbers, right? You can't we're going to just audit everybody. We're going to drill into their gold, to see if there's lead bars in the middle of those things. Like, how do we know, so this is the future, you guys. I'll go back to Bitcoin here. We're on the cipher, you guys. I just a little bit of a rant. I wanted you guys to believe in sound money on this channel. I believe in sound money. I believe there's a place for the dollar as well. I believe that the dollar in its current form needs to change, right? So we need to step up now our game on the attack, basically, on all fiat money. It's not just the dollar. The dollar just happens to be the cleanest shirt in the dirty hamper, right? So that's the one. We will see all the other currencies fail before the dollar fails. So that's just a little bit of a rant. What do I see on the dollar right now? Let's just talk about the dollar. The dollar right now is, this is looking pretty strong on the smooth and Higanashi. I love this indicator, you guys. We are rolling over. So that is really nice to see. We still have a really strong sells. So the dollar could come down, I would say, to this 92 level. This is on the monthly too. Like I'm going on way back on this chart here. So if we break this resistance here, then there's a good chance of us having like a breakout on the dollar. So the best scenario is this thing comes down, at least comes down and revisits this. On the monthly, there's a strong buy still. So you smooth and Higanashi, you guys, on the monthly, we're still in this like strong buy, even though there are some other indicators that are flashing sell here, but smooth and Higanashi still has you in on the dollar. And looks like, we're having like, some indicators that on the monthly, there's obviously a bear flag forming. On the weekly, there's a bear flag still, so we could still have some. Is this it for the dollar? I don't think so. I think we're gonna, the worst case scenario that this is actually like a weekly bull flag, and I was drawing this. I drew this a few different ways, but weekly bull flag here, you guys. If this thing like breaks out, even to come down a little bit further, right? We could still come down. This is only. This move right here from top to bottom right now is only 10%. Okay, we're not talking like a Bitcoin dump or Litecoin dump, right? We're talking about like talking the dollar. It's only been 10% of this pump. So so we've only had honestly, we could come all the way down to on the dollar, give Bitcoin like a little bit of a relief rally, have the dollar come down and to test this area right here, probably this 98 level, and then bounce, right? But when it bounces, you guys look what's going to happen though, like I gotta zoom out here. This is a pretty big, crazy breakout. Okay. And this would be, dollar at all-time highs, other countries, currencies collapsing into the dollar because their currency is failing. And people going to gold, and possibly Bitcoin, but I would say, there's a lot of big move right now towards silver and gold. So have a little bit of physical, you guys. Have a little bit of physical in your pocket. That's like pretty always a good smart move. Balance your portfolio with digital and physical, you guys, assets. This is not financial advice on this channel, but do your homework. You guys are your own responsible people out there. So like, subscribe. I'm sorry it's been so long, you guys. I've been out. My computer's been broken. I'm stoked to be back. We'll go to Litecoin here. Litecoin on the monthly, but on the weekly, I wanted to show you guys we're having this hash ribbons buy again. This level that we're at is pretty heavy. And then if it basically falls off to, I would say, like probably that psychological $100 right now. That's the next zone. So if Litecoin breaks out of this 85 zone, we're going to 100. And that's kind of consistent with what I think what's going to happen before the Litecoin halving, which is about a year from now. So we're talking about it's actually August this year. So the Litecoin halving, I would expect a run up to the Litecoin halving, you guys, this year, and possibly even reach this. The Fibonacci is like 185, 200. In between that, we could even bounce off 200 and then have this like kind of like capitulation. This black swan events, come up here and then have kind of a black swan event, you guys. Hopefully don't go down as low as 50 again, but I could see a retest of this area right here. This is a pretty heavy accumulation at this 50 zone. Have this macro like double bottom here. Maybe move that down. Have this macro like W double bottom here. And this would probably be some like crazy black swan event. You guys, I can think of so many black swan events. Everybody's like, oh, it's a perfect world. There's some crazy stuff going on in the world. I don't, Congress, that's the one thing we can count on, because it's kind of it's going to be stalemate. Nothing's going to happen. But I mean, we do need like a couple things to happen. Like budget deficit always has to be increased, right? So, um, the RSI right now. Let's look at the MACD. The MACD on Litecoin, you guys, just so you guys know, these crosses are traditionally, this is time when you sell. This is when you buy. This is when you sell. This is, well, this was going to be this was usually a buy. Like if you bought and then sold that, I would, you probably just about break even, right? But then, this, when it gets down really low, when it gets down, this is historically the lowest it's ever been. So buying Litecoin right now, at this level, which basically coincides with, let's see, this level right here basically coincides with, this 50 area. Like that's a tremendously powerful buy. And we're not really that far, you guys. Like you got to step back on these things, so because we don't know if we don't know really what's going to happen here. There might be a reevaluation of things on the Great Reset. Could be a reevaluation of debt, or a change into sound money, but what's going to happen with the old debt? Like, is it going to get wiped out? Is it going to change? Like how it just has to basically be reset against something. So like the US has to have like gold. We have to have gold, or we have to have Bitcoin, and then, I was thinking Litecoin. We could have Litecoin, and then the other major competitor for Litecoin, you guys, I think is Digibyte. Like honestly, like this is a great coin. This is I know you guys think this is a crazy coin. Digibyte right here. This is an old coin. I'm on the weekly, you guys. We have a lot of history with Digibyte. This is a working network. It's 4 times faster than Litecoin. It's the longest algorithm known in blockchain. And this guy, it's pretty mysterious, like the way this guy has incorporated these things. It's a rotating mining algorithm, which can be mined on 5 different networks and stuff. And it's been a very consistent, it's worked. No one can turn it off. This is truly, truly decentralized. One of the heavier ones. And this would be a great one for us to like, because I don't think other countries have started accumulating this one yet, right? So if just say that they bought Litecoin, Bitcoin, Digibyte, maybe some ETH, and we're like, okay, this is a portfolio of reserve cryptos that we're backing our currency with, and we have 400,000 tons of gold. Okay, just say that they did that. Okay, and 400,000 tons of silver, right? So you got to put silver in there too some way. So we have this reserve, right? And we can trace all the Bitcoin and the Litecoin and the ETH and stuff. We can tell that those wallets are there, but we can't tell necessarily the gold is there. The gold and silver are definitely harder to know what's what, right? So I think there is a place for gold and silver as investments, and as application values, especially with silver as industrial metal, and I've used in many things. It's going to get us to Mars and beyond. So we need all the silver we can get. It's a limited resource. So as a value and a thing to preserve my purchasing power, I love silver and gold, right? I love the idea of silver and gold. Bitcoin has only been around for 15 years, you guys. So this is a truly a moment right now. I'm looking at gold right now on the weekly, and this thing is like popping off too. So like you can see this like pretty crazy. We just had a buy indicator on gold fire. So that is really interesting. And we have in this, it was pretty oversold, like on the weekly. You guys, this was pretty like this got down here like on this oversold. The last time it was that like this was 2013. So it's been 10 years since it's even gotten down that far. And in recorded history, that was like the lowest. So, I mean, so it's traditionally, this is an amazing time to start, buying gold. It was better at 17, but 19 is still, I think, on a reevaluation reset scenario, I think that it would be definitely smart to have some gold, because they're going to have to reset the debt in something that's like that, some other thing, in order to keep everybody's trust, right? So we front run it. Hopefully they're accumulating some gold. I think we are. I don't know if Fort Knox, what do you guys think if Fort Knox is full of lead bars, or why have they got the craziest old camera that they take pictures with? Okay, it's pretty weird. They use like not a good camera. Everybody takes pictures with the gold. So it would give me more confidence if I could at least see if it was real gold, not like lead bars. So anyways, I do love gold and silver. I treat them as assets in the purchase, like preservation of purchasing power. I don't necessarily think they make great reserve assets. Possibly, a combination of like digital gold of some sort. But again, how do you have a third party that has to verify the thing, that you say you have, and so I don't really like that. I like the transparency of cryptos. I think that it would make a lot better reserve currency, and it creates that median layer of that perfect environment for negotiations to commence, because you can bomb a country and take its gold, but you can't bomb a country and take its Bitcoin, right? It can even withstand that. You got to like talk to the people and be like, hey, you guys got to give us your Bitcoin, because you got to pay for these, damages, or this human atrocities, or because you made so much uranium and we got to dispose of it, right? And we got to shoot up in our rockets now. So, whatever it is, you got to talk to them about it and get the Bitcoin. Gold on the weekly right now is having this massive cup and handle, and this thing is most likely this is a super bullish formation, you guys. This big, huge dip, and it's pretty massive. It goes back to 2000, 2010, right? It was the top. So on a breakout here, a breakout of 21,000 could really see gold. Like, honestly, like this could be a moment that we get reevaluated, and the charts are pointing to like, a new reevaluation around like 3,000 for gold, I would say. I could see that breaking out like to around like 3,000. So I think that is a very real opportunity. I hope you guys are doing great out there. I go over some of the things that I like. I hope that you guys are into solid assets, and keeping some cash right now, I think, is important. Going into this recession is going to be very important that you guys have a strong cash position, and so you can catch this next dip. I do expect another dip here, especially in the broader stock market. So be strong out there. This has gone on long enough. I'm just so stoked to be back. You guys, take care, stay dry, stay out of the stormy weather, stay warm, hold your loved ones. Litecoin Lawton out.